So my work as an artist is my connection to history. I research historical people, particularly African American people, to get inspiration from them. Because as an artist, sometimes I'm dealing with my own confidence, and looking at their stories builds confidence with me. But my art is very colorful, and it also inspires joy. At least that's what I'm trying to give the audience. And it also gives inspiration. The arts gives the opportunity to express ourselves in a cultural way and have conversations about that. And it's so important to keep that energy. It revitalizes the communities because it'll stop and it'll make it more vibrant. It's an economic boost because not only do you help the artists, but you help the business that may have the art in there, and that's a mental health thing. So that's why art is super important and we shouldn't want to lose it. I'm a Washburn graduate. I'm an alumni of Washburn. I never met Glenda in person, but I knew of her influence because of Monet. Monet and her were very close friends, and she touched this community in many ways. And so it gives me an honor to get the award, but to also recognize that I'm touching this community in different ways as well. And sometimes that's a hard thing for me because I usually like to sit in the background. But I think it's important to tell our stories, Topeka stories, our stories, artists, community stories, to continue to build upon in this community. And so getting this award and knowing how much she believed in that scenario is such an honor for me. If you have art to show, there's different levels, from the emerging artists to the lifelong artists that, and it kind of gets fuzzy between when you become emerging to when you're like, oh, I'm established. So what does that mean? But this community has an opportunity to do that. You see students here that are working, and you see someone like a Barbara Waterman Peterson's art, and then the statue work that we have going on here, and the mural projects that we have going on here. All of those give artists an opportunity to showcase their work without having to say, I'm going to land in a museum, and this is the only way. So there's many ways. You can go back and look through history, and you may lose the newspapers, but if you look at the art, you can see the story in the art. Whether that's with pottery, whether that's a visual practice or an architectural practice, because you can definitely see it, and it also showcases what those communities were kind of thinking about and kind of how they were migrating and moving. Don't be afraid of the rejection. Just do something and see what works for you. Tell your story, not someone else's story, and stick with it, because it's a process. ArtsConnect is so important to have in the Topeka community because it is a champion for the arts. As an artist, you need somewhere where you can go where they kind of walk the path a little bit before you, so they can put you on a path. I say this because there's many ways to get your art out there, but you don't know what they are unless there's an organization that can kind of foster that for you. And also, they open opportunities for the artists to be emerging, to be existing, and then to go back and put that back into the community. During dark times, the art is the thing that allows us to speak our truths. And we need to keep that so that everybody has an opportunity to express themselves in a safe way that is not going to eradicate someone. So it allows the reduction of the pressure cooker that makes any sense. It's the moment where we can connect, breathe, and find hope.